off camera, which by the way, Supergirl costume looks really cool, I think. Loved it. Design on that one. And on Keaton's Batman costume, too, that he wears in this movie. So, Supergirl flies him directly up to the storming clouds with his lightning going on activity, and make sure he gets struck by lightning directly. So he can get his powers back. At first, you think we think that Barry's gone and pretty much has kicked the bucket and now a corpse. Because he's not breathing, or healing, or waking up. But then after you give him a few seconds, and his healing and it's worked, so he's back. He's got his powers back. Oh, thank God, finally. Now it's up for them to team up and kick ass and perform the Justice League, basically, is what they say. So, they do that, and they lose badly. But they could have put up one hell of a fight, including Batman. Yeah, Kara and Keaton die. Kara's Supergirl and Batman die brutally badly. Keaton dies by getting hit and crashing and can't inject his seat anymore because none of the controls work except for the steering wheel. So he's going to have to make a crash landing and crashes into the big ship by taking him down along with him. And dies. And Kara puts up a good fight against Zod after finding out Zod killed baby Kal-El, Superman as an infant during when he was in his escape pod. While Kara escaped the hands of Zod. So he wasn't lucky. He got murdered by Zod. This turns Supergirl very mad and goes into a psychotic very angrily beats the shit out of Zod and tries to kill him. And this one thing Zod's down for the count. She's ready to shut off Zod's machine, but then she gets mortally wounded and stabbed through through the spine and through within the chest area. So she's pretty much dead. So Zod just takes the codex from her DNA and stabs her in the chest with the thing to take the codex from her DNA so he can end the world and rebuild Krypton for a new Earth, for a new decade. So he wins Barry from the past go back in the past through the Speed Force and rewind time to stop and save the day and defeat Zod and their friends, save their friends, and prevent them from dying. Doesn't work the second time, but so Barry from the present, from the future, has accepted fate. They can't change everything, and not everything has a solution. Barry from the past doesn't really accept this so easily, which leads to him for God knows how long writing into a future corrupt version that's mutated within the Speed Force itself of 18-year-old Barry has mutated and later revealed the same person that was the Speed Force that pushed Barry out of the Speed Force into the present, too early in the present, and run into 18-year-old Barry in the first place is partly also not just Barry's fault for going back and changing this thing, but also 18-year-old Barry's fault too. But the older version of 18-year-old Barry. And it's unclear how long he's been doing this, but a lot that he's become old man, practically. And have pretty much all white hair and wrinkles he's covered in. So, both Barrys find all of this out of who and what he's been doing and how what has happened through Evil Barry monologuing everything, but it doesn't really feel like a monologue. Even though it is a monologue, clearly, it's like it works. That's what I'm trying to say. So. Our main villain of the film, Barry, tries to kill 27-year-old Barry, but 18-year-old Barry sacrifices himself to saving 27-year-old Barry and dying in the process while erasing his corrupt future version of 18-year-old Barry away from history, out of the timeline. Erasing him from history, so... As Barry is clinging on to life, he gives 27-year-old Barry the teddy bear that their mom gave them. And 18-year-old Barry's last word says, "Tell mom I love her." And so he goes back in time, dooming his mother and process by making sure she doesn't get the can of tomato sauce. And make sure she's sealing her face and make sure she dies. And fixing the timeline. But something definitely got changed. For example, I'm not sure what happened, or how it happened, or who did it, but someone changed the timeline, but I'm guessing it's Barry. It's not really ever addressed who changed the timeline and how it got changed. But my mind's on Barry because it's weird how, and before he tampered with his time in the first place, the camera didn't show his father looking up in the grocery aisle, but just having his head down the entire time. But in the end of the movie, he does look up and sees the camera, so at the camera and sees. So what happened? Don't know. Maybe it was going to get explained in a sequel or future DC Storm before the reboot happened, but we never might know. Who cares? So, after that, that happens after Barry returns the tomatoes to the aisle, and after he steals his mom's face and makes sure she dies. That happens after he goes back in time, back in the future period where he's from. And surprise, that Barry's doesn't find anything suspicious though with the change on the footage of his father looking up at the camera. So, I mean, could be his fault. So, anyway, this somehow rewrites history again, and now Clooney's Batman and meets up with Barry. Barry doesn't recognize him at all, and then he puts it together. Wait, what did I do? He gives this look like, what did he do? After the end credits, there's a mid-credits scene where he meets up with Arthur Curry, Aquaman, drunk off his ass, and probably a hobo. Most likely because he says he lives on, this is his home, where he lives. Which is him on the ground. That's depressing. And, as Rambeau's Flash just shrugs off saying, he's fine. I can leave him like this. It's okay. He's Aquaman. So, yeah. That was The Flash. And how was this movie? Aside of being a 10 out of 10 classic, in my opinion. Well, I do have mixed feelings towards this movie. But it mostly has everything to do with Ezra Miller being the Flash on screen. Outside the Flash costume and outside not having his powers the full time. So yeah. You know, I know there's people want Grant Gustin to play the Flash in DC, and you know, I want that too, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. Because people are stupid. And dicks. So, what I'm trying to say to Ezra Miller, I want him gone as the Flash, period. After this movie, you know? Is what I'm trying to say, so. Yeah. Goodbye, subscribe to my channel. And like this video. See the Flash. It is plenty of fun. And it's a great send-off to Michael Keaton, Batman. So, yeah. Bye.